talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, he makes me feel like nobody else, nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, one, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's talking alone. Two, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. Three, don't be a friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
Get me some cookies and milk.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. The fans are filling the seats in San Antonio, the site of our broadcast, and where the Spurs will be going up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, they know it's always tougher winning on the road, facing a solid team, but one with weaknesses. They'll look to take advantage and steal the win. An intriguing matchup tonight. Two smart, experienced ball clubs. Shaq, how do you see this one playing out?
Solid execution on both sides. Each guy playing to his own strengths.
Okay. I think it's going to be more tactical, though, honestly. You know, if the game is played at a fast pace, that's when the benches come into play because we'll see who has the bigger bench.
If,
You okay? You all right?
Oh.
You all right?
Man, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Oh, sorry, Ernie. You go down the wrong pipe?
Something did.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Raptors. At shooting guard, Daniel Green. At center, Serge Ibaka. At power forward, at the other guard position, Kyle Lowry. At the other forward position, Kawhi Leonard. The head coach of the team, forward position, standing 6'8", number 22, Rudy Gay. At center, standing 6'11", number 12, LaMarcus Aldridge. At the other guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, again, your San Antonio Spurs.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Celtics.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Then it's Ibaka. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Siakam in at the 4. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. It's blocked. And he recovers it. DeRozan. That's good. Now here's Lowry.
And when you look at DeRozan and how he's, transformed himself the last few years, he has become one of the more efficient scorers at a loaded shooting guard position. And some could argue he is one of the best guards in the entire league at this point of his career.
Here's Lowry, following the score by DeMar Derozan. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar Derozan. That's foul number 2 for him.
There are times where you have to play with a little bit more caution. That's already his second foul in the first quarter.
For Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Lowry. Pass to Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
And not entering the league as a natural catch-and-shoot guy, Ibaka certainly has developed this part of his game.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Lowry with the ball. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
All right, now let's find out what head coach...
Ooh. Okay.
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but possible, like you said. And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that. And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Now here's Green. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Kicks it to Lowry. And a miss there on the triple. The Spurs have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
Now here is Lowry. Looking to end the run. Offensive rebound. Another shot. And Leonard with the lay-in.
Well, Leonard taking initiative right now, has a good sense for where the misses are coming off the rim, and he's there ahead of time.
It's DeRozan with the drive. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling, exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
6 of 8 from the field, 75%. Just scoring the ball at will.
Got a piece of it. On the wing, Green. Off target with his 3.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
Here's Aldridge. True on the 14-footer. Aldridge has got his first points in this one.
Not many, if any, bigs in the league have a more proficient mid-range game. Aldridge with the soft touch there.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And just looking at the stats, you can see, man, they were efficient on this night.
Yeah, the defense did nothing disruptive in the game, so good patience. It led to good shot selection, and then look at the excellent shooting percentage from the field.
The season now starting to take shape, Brent. We have a better idea of who the real championship contenders might be.
There seem to be a lot of familiar faces.
I agree.
Yeah, always.
But that's okay. I like that.
Yeah, I do too, because in the beginning of the year, we have to do those radio shows and make predictions. Some of our predictions are coming true, thank goodness.
I know. We look smart, don't we? Or
I don't know about that.
You know you look smart. I don't. You look smart. Here's Lowry, following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Aldridge has got his third basket of the night.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Green, no luck.
And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
And the shot goes down. 8 points for Aldridge.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
But it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
Now, here's Green. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one.
This is bread and butter stuff here. If you're tasked with trying to stop Green, you can't give him any space on a catch-and-shoot opportunity.
Aldridge, good.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. No good on the triple.
Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it.
That one drops for him. 14 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Now here is Lowry. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. From outside the arc, Green, no luck.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
And again, DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan's got 18 points in the game.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And how about now a quick check of the league's assist leaders. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Kyle Lowry is second.
His passing has been so terrific. You can see his unselfishness really rubbing off on the rest of the team.
It's DeRozan with the drive. And finished off by DeRozan.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores, just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
And one item that DeRozan never seems to get enough credit for is his passing, Greg. He is a terrific playmaker.
Ever since DeRozan became a perennial all-star, his passing has improved. I mean, keeps his head up even while attacking with the ball. Great awareness for where his teammates are in terms of relation to his attack after a double team.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw is off from DeRozan. Brent, for as long as Coach Popovich has been at the top of this game, what really is there left to say?
I don't think there's much more you say on a professional level, but there's a lot to be said about the compassion and the things that Pop has done on a personal level for years behind the scenes, championing guys on his staff, supporting not only current players but former players on his team. The interesting thing for Pop the last couple of years is just how outspoken he's been in terms of the equality, not just around the NBA, but around our nation, and some of the statements he's made that have garnered a lot of political attention. Greg Popovich not afraid to express some of the things that maybe deep down we all believe in. Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
Toronto calls timeout.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
So they watch it ricochet off. Then I skirt off on that Michelin out. They don't got nothing on me till I pop. They don't got nothing on me, call the cops. I hit that run like I have a boy running back. Look at that boy, hit that running back. Shout out to Salsa for Summer Ghost. I got addicted to salsa tacos. I got the ramen noodles. Now I see how I'm gonna make a stamina. I used to be holding the camera. The glass out your window up. That's spraying to me like my hand no container. We love Wu-Tang, but I feel like Santana. She's like in just she and I'm not Montana. I was clean, Tony Montano. Made in my white car.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Bellinelli comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mills in for Bryn Forbes. And then for Toronto, OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's DeLon Wright in for Danny Green. Here's Van Vliet. 8 points his last outing. Here's Leonard. True on the 14-footer. Leonard's got his third basket of the night right there. Spurs leading by 17. And here's Mills from the arc. Hits it from three-point range.
This is some of what he does best. Mills can shoot from downtown.
Raptors shooting 42% to begin this game. Van Vliet kicks to Ibaka. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Ibaka's got 7 points.
Oh, a little punch, counter-punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Now, here is Ibaka. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Leonard with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Puts up a three. And that one is off.
You can tell just by looking at his body language that he didn't want to take that shot, although the defense was more than willing to let him attempt it.
Raptors trail by 17. Fires it up. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. 8 points for him.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
And the shot goes in. And that's now 24 points for DeMar Derozan.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Here's Anunoby. He can't hit that time. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Interconference showdown. You love to see clubs that don't play each other often go head-to-head.
Well, they'll meet twice this season. Tonight, the first matchup, so hard to know exactly what to expect.
San Antonio shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
2 shots.
That's good from DeMar Derozan.
Well, the Spurs organization has done an incredible job for so long, and Pop's consistency, along with his relationship with R.C. Buford, the way that they've scoured the globe to go out and find talent, they've both done this at the highest level and are trying to be emulated by most every other team in the league.
And so he hits both. And what's really amazing about Popovich, how well he does each aspect of each job.
Well, he's a terrific talent evaluator. He trusts the opinions of the guys who have gone out and done the scouting and the type of player and the type of character that they're going to bring in. It's a full collaborative effort. And then once they're in the fold for San Antonio, they do such a great job of developing players to fit their very intricate X's and O's schemes.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And there's the pass to Leonard. That one doesn't drop. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Here's Bellinelli. Here's Pirtle. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Pirtle's got his first 2 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Leonard. Boy, he was something else against Utah. Right, the pass to Van Vliet. Here's Ibaka. And that time, also a missed shot.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And it's good for 2.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. Right, left side. No good from outside. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Shoots over Leonard. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Bellinelli.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
1:12 left here in the first quarter. Here's Van Vliet. Ibaka. Another shot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Marco Bellinelli picks one up.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in 2008. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
Free throw good. Serge Ibaka.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Gasol comes in for Davis Bertans, and it's Whiten for Bellinelli. And with Ibaka, at one point, would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here.
And it's Miles missing.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Toronto. The one thing when you watch Patty Mills play, Brent, he is great at anticipating what is about to happen.
Well, it's obviously most noticeable when he's off the ball. A good sense of when to slip a screen or change pace a little bit to get some space. Very natural sense of spacing the floor and being set up for the three-point shot.
Shots. Blue shots.
That's good from DeMar Derozan. Both free throws good from DeRozan. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Anunoby from past the arc. Rebound San Antonio.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Van Vliet looking around. He kicks it to Miles. And so the ball is out of bounds. Miles touched it last. Nine seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's White. Off target from the baseline. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, straight to the floor, making open shot, rolling the basket, screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complementary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
Patrick Mills. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And, the Spurs have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, they're attacking the rim in more than one way, and with that kind of success, you feel like the defense is going to make the adjustment. Then you start playing inside out.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Anunoby out there with C.J. Miles. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Wright in at the 2. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
D.A., that's how you truly create a legacy. Here's Anunoby. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
White, good.
Well, this is something he's working on. A good natural leader from the point guard position wants to help out by becoming a better facilitator.
Here's Van Vliet. Buries it from three-point range.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Here's Gasol. And it's Van Vliet with the rebound.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Here's Mills, bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
In the corner, right with it. The three-pointer off the mark. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
They grab their own miss. Shots good by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 11 points.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you either
2 shots.
coming off a
2
score,
shots.
you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO, because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for the Spurs. Gay comes in for Patty Mills. Both free throws good from DeRozan. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's Miles on the wing. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
DeRozan gets the bucket.
He's hit the proverbial switch, effortlessly finding different ways to score.
And the wide open shot from Miles. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight. And finished off by DeRozan.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, also like the adjustments that they've made. Each time they're defended a little bit differently, they seem to have the answer for it.
And Toronto has possession following the bucket by the Spurs. Right side, Green takes the 3, connects from three-point range. Green's got 8.
This is what Green brings to the offense, the unwavering confidence to rise up and hit threes.
Scooped up. Gasol laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Over to the wing. Lowry for 3, and again, Toronto with the triple.
The defense cannot let guys get into that kind of comfort zone. You have to patrol the three-point line.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Out to the right wing. Here's Siakam. Aldridge is covering. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Here's DeRozan. Lays it up and banks it in. DeRozan's got 48.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
In the corner, Ibaka with it. No good with the triple.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
The offensive rebound, and Gasol gets it to go. Gasol's got his second basket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
From deep, Miles, it's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's DeRozan. Again, what an avalanche!
My goodness, 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. It's Miles on the wing. The putback, Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 6th rebound on the night. It's DeRozan with the drive. Good, he hits again.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Now Lowry. Passes it to Green. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Here's Aldridge. No good on the shot. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And they pick up 2.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
2 points. That one goes. Gay's got his first basket of the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And Rudy Gay, Greg, has always been a fantastic scorer since he came into the NBA.
And Gay doesn't do as much scoring as he once did, but he has become more efficient. Doesn't have plays ran for him, gets looks through his instinct. And as he's gotten older, Gay has become even more crafty with how he scores.
Toronto shooting at an even 50% from the floor here in the second quarter. It's Miles on the wing. Here's Ibaka. The rebound by the Spurs. Gasol's got his 8th rebound here tonight. It's DeRozan with the drive. Got a hand on it, but they get it back. Lowry finds Miles. The shot by Lowry. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Lowry's got 5 now. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Over the last decade or so, a huge transformation, Brent, in the way games are played. Do you see any additional changes on the horizon?
I wonder if the league will think about, and I think it'd be interesting, if they had a three-point line that just disintegrated into the sideline. We have the split, and we have the archway, right? We go down the sidelines. But really interesting if the league, maybe in Summer League, experimented with the three-point line being equidistant the whole way around.
And going right out of bounds.
Yeah, so right out of bounds, it eliminates the corner three. It would impact the way you would defend the corner shot, because now it doesn't have a value of 3. 1 point more for a shorter shot seems to be a little unfair as it is, and we know it's the most valuable shot in basketball.
There's no doubt.
But I wonder how that would look, and maybe Adam Silver and the committee will look at a summer league where the three-point line just disappears in the sideline, eliminating the corner three.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Cunningham, he's checked in for Gasol. Bertans comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Derek White. And Toronto also making a switch. Leonard's checked in.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
The drive by Lowry. Back to Green, and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for the Spurs.
And they haven't needed a whole lot of work done inside because of what their guards are doing. It's been an outstanding performance by the fellas in that backcourt.
Shots good by Gay.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Toronto shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Pass to Green. Beyond the arc. Bertans grabs the board. Spurs shooting the lights out in this one. 77%. It's stolen by Lowry. It's stolen by Bellinelli. Here's Gay, and he drops it in from the low post. Gay's got 8 points.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Outside, Green. Right side, Leonard. Fires the 3. Bertans grabs the board.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Oh, no. Just don't let him get his feet set. Leonard has become a deadeye on the catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Gay can't hit. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Bounce pass from Lowry. Ibaka, wide open, he fires. The rebound by the Spurs. Cunningham inside. Ibaka on him. Cunningham gets the bucket.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
The Raptors shooting 44% from the field in the second. And here's Lowry. 5 points in the game. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Gay. Here's Cunningham. Unable to get that one. Ibaka with some nice D.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first personal foul.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And Greg with Kawhi started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And the way Kawhi Leonard has evolved his offensive game is pretty remarkable. After coming out of San Diego State, came into the league as just a defensive stopper and now really, truly a two-way star and one of the deadliest scorers when he needs to be.
They get it back. Lets it go from deep. Tries yet again, and he sinks the layup. Leonard's got 7 now in this quarter.
Got to do your best to root and push and shove Kawhi Leonard outside of the paint. He's just too strong and too skilled on the inside, and then he starts to get comfortable.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Pirtle, he's checked in for Cunningham. And it's Mills in for Rudy Gay. We've got 1:13 left here in the second. To the middle, here's Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's 17 points for Kawhi Leonard. With Leonard in his offense, he slowly took on more and more of the scoring load while adding skills to his game.
Yeah, he'd always been an efficient shooter from the outside. I mean, that was the big question mark coming in. But he added a lot of volume the last couple seasons and did not lose the percentages. So took on a little bit more of the playmaking role. Maybe sometimes playing the point small forward. So that combined with great mid-range, this is why people talk about Kawhi Leonard being a top 10 player in the NBA. There's good reasons for it.
And there's the pass to Anunoby. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Anunoby's got his second basket.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Leonard, sweet little floater. Leonard's got 19 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Bertans can't get it to go. Leonard with no one around. The rebound by the Spurs. Mills has got his 4th rebound in this one. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And guarding Pirtle is never easy. He's got so many moves and ways to get defenders to be overly physical with him.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good.
And Pirtle is a massive guy, someone that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks at the bucket.
And he makes both free throws. Just 4 seconds left in the first half of the game. It doesn't go for him. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Spurs opening up a huge gap. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks. Pal, what have your areas of emphasis been tonight in the first half?
I just had to be aggressive from the beginning, take the shots that were there, move the ball, we're being unselfish. We were defending better in the first quarter, and we were able to knock down the shots.
So far, so good, pal. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. DeMar Derozan brought his A game early tonight. He had a scoring performance for the ages, putting up an enormous amount of points, 2 steals, and 4 rebounds. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off the bench, and these guys delivered.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. A fantastic game from DeMar Derozan so far.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. DeRozan and Gay, the wings. Aldridge out there with Cunningham. And it's Forbes in at the point guard position. That's the San Antonio 5.
Yeah, you can't give Rudy Gay that type of look. He's going to knock that down more often than not.
Lowry up top. He's covered by Gay. Green, no luck.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
Here's DeRozan, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. DeRozan's got 54 points.
And that paints a pretty good picture as to why the lead is as big as it is right now.
To the paint, here's Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And it's 13 points for Serge Ibaka.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
All night they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he is not disappointed.
Here is Lowry. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And Ibaka kicks to Lowry. Here's Leonard. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket, shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate. Why? Well, they're the reasons right there. One of the best two-way players we've seen in the past 5 years.
A moment here now to see the numbers for Kawhi Leonard. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. 3rd in scoring, and he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And the only way you average top 3 in points if you have that scorer's mentality. He knows he's the go-to guy, and everyone else knows it as well. The feed to Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
And not the most flamboyant dunker, but Ibaka goes to the rack with rude intentions nonetheless.
Leonard with the steal. Now running, here comes Lowry pushing the ball up. A second chance effort. San Antonio with the rebound. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. DeRozan. And it's good. 2 points. DeRozan's got 58.
And though he tends to be a shoot-first guy at this end of the floor, Aldridge with a great pass there.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. On the wing, Green. Down low. Here's Siakam. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, easy call.
First personal foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Gay dishes to DeRozan. Gay trying to break free. DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got 60.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
To the right side. Three-pointer, Lowry. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's DeRozan. And no good that time. So the Raptors will take it the other way. A 3 from Leonard. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's DeRozan. He got it again. Sensational. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Here's Siakam. Nice D from Aldridge.
Wow. Just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
And DeRozan at the basket on the assist by Aldridge. 64 points for DeMar Derozan. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar Derozan. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Tearaway warm-ups have long been a feature of the NBA. But last season, the new tearaway jerseys, they just kept ripping apart.
The old uniform malfunction, Kevin, last year. Yeah, maybe...
You even had a couple malfunctions, and that was odd.
Well, the tie? Bad tie?
Yeah.
I always have bad ties.
You know,
I think they're looking back at the material choices for what they're doing, so maybe there'll be some subtle changes into this year. But it was interesting. In the early part of last year, a lot of guys with a finger underneath the arm and pulling away a jersey and ripped away. So maybe the supplier will do something about the fabric this year.
Yet another bucket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
It's stolen by DeRozan. And another one falls. Amazing.
And that's 70.
He's unbelievable. Now here is Lowry. 8 points for him. Right outside. A 3 from Leonard. Drills the three-pointer. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This offense just looks so different when Kawhi Leonard is on the floor and when he's knocking down shots like this.
That one goes in.
The mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive and right now stringing some plays together.
Pass to Ibaka. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That one on DeRozan.
At times in his career, Ibaka has looked out of control when forced to finish through defenders. That time keeps his poise and reaps the benefits.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Cunningham. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for the Raptors.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Ibaka. Here's White. 6 points for him. Here's DeRozan. Hits it again. Wow.
He's scoring at an insane level here, folks. The defense powerless to slow him down.
Yeah, he's on a mission, closing in on third place all-time in scoring.
And his scoring tonight has dropped him into the conversation with some of the all-time greats. I'm talking about names like Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. Simply amazing what we've seen here.
That's good from DeMar Derozan. Here's Lowry. He's got 8. Pass to Miles. A wide open look here for Wright. The three-pointer, no good. DeRozan with it. Lowry picks him up. Wright outside. And the layup's good off the glass. Wright's got his first bucket of the night.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
DeRozan, and some very quick points for him on that possession.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar Derozan. That will be foul number 5 on him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
San Antonio making a switch here. Bellinelli's checked in, and the Raptors also making a change. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Kyle Lowry. San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
Yeah, and therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive but not committing turnovers.
The grind of the NBA season wears on, but what a pleasure this year is turning out to be. Let's check out the West and see how the standings look. You look at Denver. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, there's the Spurs, 4.5 games behind.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
It's got to be frustrating for them so far this year. Anytime it's appeared that they're ready to break out, they've suffered some sort of regression, and it has them stuck right there in the middle of the standings.
The Spurs have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Shot.
And the first one drops.
Capable of playing either forward, the versatility that Gay has, important in today's league for him to stay around.
Gay hits them both. Here's VanVleet. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And it's Miles missing. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
From deep, it's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, we see new players coming into prominence for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Greg Popovich gives his veterans credit for accepting it gracefully and helping the young guys be successful. He says it's a tribute to their character and awareness. Kevin?
Well, they certainly have established a great culture in San Antonio. Really something. DA, thank you.
At the line for your Spurs, Rudy Gay. Taking 2 shots.
Shot.
First free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
A different look now for San Antonio. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Gasol. Davis Bertans comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for White. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Van Vliet. Kicks it to Miles. Bangs home the trifecta. Miles has got 13.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
To the wing right side, right from outside, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
And the dunk by Poeltl.
And look at Poeltl effortlessly dropping the hammer on the D.
Here's Van Vliet. Right outside. And here's Miles outside. The three-pointer is right on target. Miles has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Raptors. Here's Poeltl. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Right against Bellinelli. They get it back. And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. That 3 off the mark. Spurs shooting has been wild, 76%. That's just unbelievable. The Raptors shooting around 40% in the third, maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. And Marco Bellinelli, a player who has always been able to light it up from outside.
And Belly has been on so many teams in his career, but is always a wanted commodity due to his shooting. Very quick and easy way to add outside shooting to a team. He can honestly play a long time just on how badly teams need shooting in our league.
And it's Wright missing.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
And so here's Toronto. Here's Van Vliet, and Wright kicks to Anunoby. Misses the 3.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot. Yeah, so reliable. He clearly needs to be more involved in the offense as they try to shrink this lead.
Offensive rebound. Gay, that's good. Gay's got 22.
Now, there's been nights like this throughout Rudy Gay's career. He's back on one now.
Raptors shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Van Vliet kicks to Miles. Bellinelli against Wright. Pass to Van Vliet. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Anunoby, good.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Got that one up quick. Bellinelli's got 7.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further. And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
A baseline J, and the Spurs scoring again. Raptors shooting in the second half so far about 45%. Right side. Count that bucket. Wright's got 7 points here in this quarter.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Fires the 3. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got rebound number 5 here tonight. Baseline jumper. No points there, 9 for 14 from the floor, but still shooting 64% this game. Right, the pass to Siakam. To the wing right side, Van Vliet. Raptors get it back at a new 24. Anunoby kicks to Wright. From downtown, knocks down the 3 ball. He's got 10.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
Here's Van Vliet. Top of the key jumper, no good. 3 seconds left, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. And so it's DeMar Derozan making highlights for the San Antonio Spurs. He has never been better. This is the most points he's scored in his career, and he is looking to add to it. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So for Toronto right now, they've got Lorenzo Brown. He's out there with Richardson. Craig Monroe is out there with C.J. Miles. And it's Boucher in at the 4-man position. Shots good by Mills.
Nice job by Patty getting to the inside there. He has such good quick feet. Tough to keep up with him.
Brown with it. Poked away. Mills with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Walker's running. That one goes in.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
It's Richardson on the wing. His 3-pointer's off the mark. And for the Spurs, the shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. Walker's shot is off.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Boucher kicks to Richardson. And the pass to Miles. Goes back up. And he lays it up and in. Miles has got 10 points here in the second half.
You love to see the resolve from an offensive player after a disappointing first half. He's been terrific here in the second.
For Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Good on the three-point shot. Miles has got 23 points.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. From past the arc, a rebound by the Spurs. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Goes up the baseline. Walker's shot is off.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems
Kevin,
that way, yeah.
Like
I agree.
the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, "Gee, you got 4 A's."
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pau Gasol's checked in for Cunningham, and Derek White subbed in for Patty Mills. And Richardson drops them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Here's Medu. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Toronto's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. It's Miles on the wing. Here's Boucher. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And there's the bucket from Medu.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind. All keyed right there from the lead pass, right on the money.
Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Brown kicks to Monroe. 13 feet away. Rebound San Antonio. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Lets it go from the wing. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. And it's Miles missing. For San Antonio, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Medu can't hit.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Brown kicks to Richardson. And again, Toronto no luck. And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Shot's good by Walker. Well, there's a lot of talk, too, Brent, about the age requirement for entering the draft, and Commissioner Silver has said it's a clear change that's probably on the way. What do you think the league should do?
Can you and I talk about a guy that you know quite well who in 1995 came out as the
17-year-old, I know
in
it.
the NBA draft? Kevin Garnett came into the league and handled himself extremely well. Now, for every one of those stories, we know there were other ones where guys did not make much of their NBA careers.
But then here comes the G League.
The G League, to me, is the huge key.
That's the equalizer.
A lot
isn't
of these guys have a ripcord now for some of those things that transpired over the course of the last 30 years, where they can have a softer landing point to continue to develop, to continue to mature, and have an opportunity to make something of their NBA career.
Excellent explanation. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a 2-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 10-2 run here. And with Pau Gasol, even after almost 2 decades in the league, Greg, he is still a very effective player.
You know, Pau just never seems to get credit for how smart a player he is. When he makes a play on offense, he knows exactly how a defense will react, what will open up, and what the best options are. Kobe knows just how great a teammate Gasol is, and Gasol's knowledge of the game really on an elite level.
Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
So it's Richardson with the jam.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
Basket good. Medu's got 8 points in the quarter.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Feeds to Monroe. And it's slammed in by Monroe.
How about Monroe getting up there on the rim with the strong finish?
Here's Bellinelli. Got it. Good job in the low post. Bellinelli's got 9 points here in the second half.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
From the baseline. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got his 4th assist in this one.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
The Spurs shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. Raptors shooting 41% for the game. Brown kicks to Richardson. Trying to get open is Monroe. Sinks the three-pointer.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Medu's gone 5 of 7 from the floor here. In the corner, Miles with it. Off target from outside. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
Now he's put on a shooting display here in the second half. He really seems to be in a great groove right now.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Stolen by Miles. He kicks to Richardson. Now the dish to Brown. Miles, that's for 2. And another basket for Toronto.
Well, he makes it look effortless out there. Until the defense actually presents a challenge for him, expect those kind of results.
No good from Gasol.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities. And the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Miles, the pass to Brown. Banked in off the glass.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. He drains the quick shot. Walker's got 12 points now in the quarter. And so Brown will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. From deep, Miles. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Here's Medu. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Pass to Boucher. Inside, Richardson. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class-eating. Shots good by Walker.
To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
And the Raptors shooting about 42% so far. Passes it to Miles. And it's off from 3-point range. And San Antonio shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. Here's Toronto. Got a piece of it. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Yeah, that's a painful mistake there. All you can do is just shake that one off and try your best to move on to the next play.
Bertanis, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Walker. Anunoby, he's checked in for the Raptors. Wright comes in for Lorenzo Brown. Raptors shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter. From deep, Miles. No good on that one. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Outside, White. Over Richardson. And it's White missing. Richardson finds Wright. Here's Anunoby. From beyond the arc. San Antonio with the rebound. Bertan's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Miles. That one a little long. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
That's a gorgeous assist. Outstanding at finding his guys in the spots where they want the basketball.
To end the run, Anunoby, no good.
Might want to stop shooting from out there right now because it's just not working. He needs to look to get his teammates involved at this point in the game.
The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
From the wing, and Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Mills.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for San Antonio.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for DeMar Derozan.
Just active on defense, little things like clawing and scrapping and tipping passes and contesting shots. Came up with a lot of steals.
Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
But one of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Here's the Raptors with the ball. And Wright kicks to Richardson. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're leading. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar Derozan.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. And here's Gasol outside, gets the three-pointer to fall.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance. I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Mills. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. And that one's good. Right. Now Mills. Over right. Can't get it to fall. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
DeMar, big effort tonight. What is the state of mind of this club right now?
We focus in on the defensive end. We know if we get stops, we can definitely score whenever we want.
And you got it done tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.